Hey, guys, happy Monday and welcome back. It looks like there's a lot going on with the Erika Girardi case, and it looks like they're talking about settling this $25 million lawsuit. Of course, Ronald Richards is chiming in on this, and we have all of the details. But before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed, hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And also, guys, thank you so much for your patience on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap today. I apologize. Something's going on with StreamYard. It looks like it's going on with StreamYard, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I just want to make sure all of you know that wasn't my fault, and I'm sorry, but thank you guys so much for bearing with us. Let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so from what page 6 is saying, attorneys for reality star Erika Girardi are actively talking with the lawyer who's overseeing the liquidation of her soon-to-be ex-husband Tom Girardi's law firm. Well, they're actively trying to figure out how to settle this $25 million lawsuit when it comes to Erika Girardi. She's been smashed with a couple of lawsuits now, but at this point, what do we do? How do you move forward? Can she afford the $25 million lawsuit? Is there some way that they can settle? Is there even half of that she can pay in order to get the money back to the victims? What do we have to do next? Well, they're talking about it. Ronald Richards said, I can't get into the settlement discussion, but we are trying to resolve the case with her attorney. Obviously, he's been the one who's been overseeing kind of where the financials have been coming from. He's chasing down every lead that he can in order to figure out where is this money. We've seen him active on social media. We've seen him active on Twitter, and we've seen his back and forths with Erika Girardi. It's been nonstop, but the man is on a mission, and he said if there's any money to be found, he will absolutely make sure that's exactly what he does. Ronald claimed that this is the $25 million that Tom Girardi's law firm paid on behalf of Erika over the past 12 years to cover her expenses. Ronald Richards is trying to claw back the massive fortune from the star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and use it to pay the plane crash victims of Lion Air Flight 610 and also the widows, orphans, burn victims. There have been so many victims across the board. We talked about this, you know this. And at the end of the day, I just hope that they can get something done. Erika has been accused of getting the $25 million from Tom Girardi's former business, Girardi and Keese, and it was shortly before her split that he ended up spending all of the cash on an American Express bill, a glam squad, and other charges for her company, EJ Global. Now, was it Tom who spent it? Was it Erika who spent it? We don't know as of yet, but it looks like based off of the $14+ million charges on the Amex bill that Erika, it looked like it was all focused towards her and her career, which obviously doesn't look great. And even though her attorneys are saying, well, we don't know what this is, we don't know what you're talking about, somebody, including Ronald Richards, is like, well, somebody has to pay this. His company doesn't just get to pay all of her expenses out of clients' settlement funds. That is not how this works. Now, we have seen Erika Girardi accuse Ronald Richards of extortion when he offered her a deal. I believe it was 7 to 10 days. I will waive my fees, and I will also make sure that if you pay back the money, 10% is added to that. So she said, nope, this sounds like extortion. And Ronald Richards is like, here's the actual definition of extortion. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. This doesn't stop. Ronald told Us Weekly that he does not want to waste any more legal fees, or whoever is paying the legal fees would rather her pay the victims than pay her lawyers. Now, Erika's lawyer, Evan, did confirm to Us Weekly that he wants to make sure that this settlement is confidential because it's supposed to be confidential between counsel. He wants to make sure that Ronald Richards will not take to Twitter or any other social media accounts in exposing what this deal looks like. But as of right now, we don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if legally Ronald Richards doesn't have to share that, if it is confidential, or if this is just another document that Ronald, Emily, anyone who knows how to get these documents, if they can get their hands on them. And if they can, then obviously that's public information and this wouldn't be private at all. Her attorney said, it appears that my opposing counsel, Mr. Richards, has been discussing publicly what he calls settlement discussions. The lawyer added, here's the truth. Mr. Richards has reached out and told me that he and the trustee want to settle. I have listened and I will continue to listen. That's it. Now, when he gave this offer to Erika, after a few days, he went back on Twitter and he said, there are 7 days left in our previous offer where we will add 10% to any voluntary return to the estate. To refute the below claim unequivocally, we will waive any legal fees for any of the monies returned by next Friday at 4 p.m. There must be some portion of the $25,592,261.26. Damn, down to the cents. Ronald did also add, while this was expiring, this offer, he said, instead of creating staged press outings at TJ Maxx, just return some of the money. No one drives to Pasadena when the closest TJ Maxx is 2.5 miles from your luxury rental. Locals would know. Erikas attorney did let us know that discussions and settlements discussions, that they are not a sign of guilt and they're not an admission. He wanted to maintain that he feels his client is innocent. I can't say enough that based on the evidence and law, Erika does not have any liability for any of the claims against her. All the claims against Erika amount to the efforts to blame her for the actions of others, including Girardi Keese and Tom Girardi. Now, we know at this point, Girardi's firm owes over $101 million. That's what they're in debt for allegedly mismanaging clients' funds, including those of the victims and also the debtors, the creditors. And they're saying the disgraced lawyer who has been diagnosed with dementia is currently residing in a senior living facility while the case plays out. All right, so there's a lot to digest here, but I have a question for you guys. When it comes to the settlement and the discussion of the settlement, what do you think that will look like for Erika? Do you think she'll be able to kind of come out of this with not having to pay as much as 25 million? Will they cut it in half? What does that look like? Also, do you guys think that this will be public information? That's one of the biggest questions I have. I want to know, will this all come out anyways in the press? Will we find out what Erika's in debt for? It's a lot of questions. And they're filming season 12 at the end of October. Is this going to hang over their head? Is she going to talk about, oh, I have $12 million in legal bills that we settled on, so I have to pay all of these off? And I mean, would those be conversations that would play into the storyline? There's a lot to digest here. All right, with that, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, comment below. Give me the answers to the questions in which I asked. And if you haven't, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.